Hello, hello, and welcome to Simulacra Studios presents Dungeons & Dragons Acquisitions Incorporated. I am your Dungeon Master, Scott, and here are my lovely players. We have Matthew playing Lowin, a Verdan Cleric, and the Cartographer of the franchise. Inisalia Habbalah, our Tiefling Paladin, and the Secretarian of the group. Ilbreyan Jenkins, half-elf Warlock, and Loremonger of our lovely franchise. And Rynford Gimaldree Tunslayer, played by Nigel, Rock Gnome Wizard, who is our Documancer. So when last we left our intrepid heroes, they were on, let's say, a team-building exercise, corporate spending mission in the city of Waterdeep. Where they had also just received their next set of instructions from their employer or business associate. You know, there's a number of terms for what Dran is to these people, who basically asked them, as part of their service to the wider Acquisitions Incorporated organization, to investigate the reported secret headquarters of Dran Enterprises in the northern city of Luskan, because there had been a number of incidents, many of which they were directly involved with, where it seems as though Dran Enterprises is just taking out AcqInc franchises, and but there's been enough contradictory data to indicate that might not be as black and white as that. So he has asked this franchise, Reliquary, based in Philandrin, to investigate Luskan, try and find the headquarters, and determine the truth. Now, off camera, there's been a bit of a shopping trip.
I think at this point, how much money we've spent, it should be classified as a montage.
A montage. Or perhaps a boondoggle? I don't
know.
No,
not a no. This is all useful stuff. This is actually useful things.
All right, yeah, a shopping montage then.
Yeah.
Why don't we go around the group and let everyone discuss the cosmetic upgrades, the cosmetic DLC that they have downloaded for their characters.
Sure. Well, we can start with the Ilbreyan. So Ilbreyan Jenkins, you would say that he's living nice. He did actually get like a mani-pedi. So, I think we all kind of did that, but I think he really kind of freshened up his extremities a bit. Still as saggy-eyed as ever, but that just comes with the territory. I think from a wardrobe perspective, really the only change is that he actually is tying his cravat a little more nice. He's probably gotten it washed too, and he's got a couple different ones, but in general, still looking as the tired, frustrated elf as always.
Indeed. Okay. Who's next?
I can go. Go ahead.
Still looking mine up.
That's fine. So Lowin, after doing the shopping trip of this montage, you probably saw him with many, many bags, just like he was just a shopping bag golem at one point. But after all said and done, he actually, after some modifications to some of his armor and with some help of Rynford, in developing this strange helmet that has these like slick back multiple prongs that come over, which is a helm of telepathy for everyone out there in TV land. He has modified also his short sword snack to become a long sword, and he is toting around heavy armor, and he seems more little less awkward in his armor. You all notice that there are like strange little like bony ridges around his eyebrows, on his forehead. There's obviously some sort of internal modifications going on that he's not entirely in control of. And so, yeah, he looks much more ready to tussle and get into the mix of things now. But still has his bright holy symbol. But his shield is on his back. He's not going to commonly use his shield that often.
One thing I want to add, maybe, do we need to change the name of snack since it's now a little bigger? Could we call it a tapas?
No.
It's like a bigger level snack. Okay. Continue.
You would just need to put an apostrophe somewhere in there to make it appropriately fantasy. Yes,
Tapas.
tapas, the hungering
Tapas.
blade.
No, not done. That's even better. Tapas, the hungry blade.
Sorry.
I'm changing the name on it on D&D Beyond. It's so
Nice.
easy.
It's so easy.
So easy.
All right, who's next?
Not it.
All right, fine. It's go time. All right. Yes, so Inisalia has definitely went with Ilby for mani-pedis, much to the chagrin of the poor person in charge of having to shine up her hooves. But she is now rocking a lovely full silver plate armor. She's buffed up that nice shield that she's got with the round shield with the eye emblazed on it, and she's just in general feeling really confident. Even got the horns like properly polished,
Nice.
Filed,
Yeah.
like
Yep.
filed and trimmed.
Oh yeah, nice point.
Mm-hmm.
Got to keep it high and tight. High and tight.
Point,
Gotta-
point.
Rocking that heroic look.
All right, what about Rynford?
Rynford has gotten a bit cleaned up. His hair is kind of always shaggy and mousy, but has gotten it trimmed. Went in for a really nice straight razor shave. Comes out just glowing, because that's what happens when you get a straight razor shave, gentlemen and ladies. It's really good. Highly recommended.
I've been meaning to once the Rona aside.
Once the world comes back, if the world comes back, everyone do yourselves a favor. If you're going to get rid of your Corona beard, splurge, treat yourself if you can. Get a straight razor shave from a professional barber with hot lather. It is amazing.
I was saving up a beard for that very purpose,
Nice.
but I had to go back into the office, and shaving is too much of a meditative thing for me to forego at 4 or 5:30 in the goddamn morning. So I started shaving again, but soon. Anyway,
But, yes, so Rynford has gone in, gotten really cleaned up. His clothes have been laundered and pressed. His clothes haven't changed much, but you do see that his wand is a lot fancier. There's a lot more like gold filigree that's like and brass that's been worked into the handle, and just following some of the curves and lines. It's nicer. It actually looks like a proper wand and not just a really nice looking stick.
cool. So, logistical note. Something that Nigel uncovered by going through the rules on the thing is the Orrery of the Wanderer, the magic MacGuffin that is kind of at the heart of this story. It's not as small as we thought it was. It's actually about 2 feet big. So
I'm slightly taller than it.
Mm-hmm. So the retcon, they do not lug that thing around and plug it in. So we'll see that. So yeah, you guys have been given this assignment. How are you guys planning to proceed? Because you have to get up to Luskan, which is many miles to the north of Waterdeep. It's actually farther north than your previous excursion to Neverwinter and the surrounding environs.
So how far is this map that you have for us on Roll20? Which outpost is that? If Waterdeep's down here, where is it on this map?
Let me just look up a map of the Forgotten Realms.
Oh, I could just do that. I just
Sword Coast. It's pretty far. Like it is. You know, if Waterdeep is in the south, then Luskan is most certainly the north.
Coast map.
Luskan, as the people there say, right?
Indeed.
Probably not.
Whatever.
That's Neverwinter. Yeah. Okay. So it's at the very tip, just before it starts curving, flattening out, and going to the west. So it's at very tip.
Okay, got it.
It's a bit of a trek actually, because we're a little ways out of Waterdeep, right?
Yeah, you are in Waterdeep at the moment.
Oh, we are actually in Waterdeep.
Yeah, because that's where we left you
Yeah, because
off.
we're at the meeting.
And that's probably where it makes more sense for you guys to have been there doing all your shopping and
Yeah.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
It's almost 500 miles away.
Indeed.
as the
dear.
crow flies.
as the
Now, of
crow
course,
flies.
you can teleport up to Neverwinter, or the lighthouse even, which is the lighthouse is even closer, since you are pretty familiar with both of those locations, and cut the distance that way. But I would say that none of you are familiar enough with Luskin to be able to use the timepiece of travel to get there.
Now we could probably go up to Neverwinter because then I could get us a cart and horses and start trekking up there
Mhm.
from there pretty easily. Without
Or
much
we could
problem.
rent one.
That too.
That's
The
what
prices would not be too bad.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I mean,
I just get them.
Lowen is the
AKA,
cartographer.
it's my cartographer ability. I could just go get them.
Yeah,
Oh,
he can use
Is that a-
mechanics.
Is that a pun on cart in
Yes,
Cartographer?
yes, it absolutely
Oh,
is.
God.
But
That's-
that begs a question that I have to ask of you.
This is why I drink.
As you guys are getting ready to go, I need to know where is the orrery and who has the various components.
Okay.
So we discussed this a little bit before game started. I still have the timepiece of travel. Rynford
Okay.
still has the timepiece of travel.
And you're attuned
And
to it.
correct, I am attuned to it, and I believe the rotor is currently in the possession of Ilby.
Okay.
Yep. By rotor, is it literally look like a rotor blade? Do you know?
Yeah, it is like, I believe there is a picture of what it looks like
Okay.
in them D&Ds Beyond.
Then I would think the orrery itself would probably be back at our headquarters with our major domo.
Right.
Lacking a bag of holding, yes.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
we can leave the magic weapon with our major domo.
Yeah.
That extra that magic.
Yeah.
that-
Which we got uncursed, by the way.
Indeed. Yeah. So okay. So you're leaving the orrery with the. Okay, there isn't actually a picture of it. Yeah, but it is a rotor. What one would consider a mechanical rotor. So yeah. So you're leaving the orrery back at headquarters.
Yes.
And are you also leaving that just uncursed +1 longsword that you have hanging around, or are you bringing that with you for bribery or purposes unknown?
I think we should bring it with us.
Okay.
To a place like Luskin, probably.
Yeah, it
okay.
is.
So, Ilby,
Mhm.
while you are in the process of the attunement to this device, and you're sort of feeling it out, you're feeling its capabilities, you realize that it this is a very powerful item. It has connections. It is a point in space time that can manipulate that field of magic and energy, and you realize one of its capabilities is the ability to remember perfectly anything that's happened to you in the past 30 days, and it will also give you visions of random memories. And as you are sort of looking into this and familiarizing yourself, your mind seizes on a memory that you don't remember. It is from when you first used the teleportation ability to get to Neverwinter. And it's when Rynford uses that ability. And what plays out in your mind is kind of a modified version of the plot of the movie Event Horizon. Where you are inside the orrery and space and time just twist around, terrible things. The memory ends with you sort of chained to this pulsating, shifting sphere as it is infecting you. Not just infecting you, but infecting Asmodeus through his pact to you. And it only ends when Asmodeus himself intervenes. And he rips you off of the spear and begins to reverse time so that none of this ever happens. And he says, Ilbreyan Jenkins, you will not remember this. But if you do, you will never speak of it to anyone. Am I clear?
Yes, yes, of course.
And then you snap back into the memory, knowing that never actually happened, but you now remember it.
Oh, no. No.
Yeah, it's a real rush, isn't it?
What? Yes, yes, rush.
You okay?
I could remember 30 days back. Everything. That was a real rush. Yes, you just said that. Our egg breakfast the other morning was very, very. It was actually pretty moderately over-salted. Actually, that's what I remembered about eating that. Also, and he gets to talk for way too long about everything until someone stops him.
No, he's like,
Instantly, will hand you some water.
yeah, he's like, here's some water.
Yeah,
Calm down. It's okay. It's okay. You're a friend. You're a friend.
Yes.
No more
friends.
salty eggs.
Nothing. Yes. Water.
Be fine.
We should go. We need to get ready, right? We have so much time to get the yes.
Well, we haven't figured. Do we want to teleport you to Neverwinter?
No. I mean, no. We should. No, we should walk. Carts. Cartographer. That's your job, right? We should.
We are not riding all the way up to Luskin.
What you Can we go back home maybe and maybe you can put the Orrery in the Orrery and maybe we could do that. Could we do that?
Then that means we have to bring the Orrery with us.
Yes, it means we leave the Orrery where it is.
But we can't teleport then.
We wouldn't be able to teleport
Would that
back.
be so bad?
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's true. Okay.
Why don't you want to teleport?
I just, teleportation. So you really lose the magic of the moment, right? So I'm just very tired right now.
I've noticed that.
It's like
You
30
feeling
whole
okay?
days at once. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah.
Do you want to be attuned to that thing? Maybe that had a bad effect.
You know what? It's already done. We're just gonna keep on it.
Oh, okay, sure, whatever.
So we're gonna
Yeah,
go back home.
You have the distinct impression that anyone else who attunes to that will know what happened.
Yeah. I am perfectly. I think. Look, it's my cross to bear, or something. I don't know other holy symbols. My what is circle with the
Mailed
sun
fist.
on it. Yes, my veiled fist to bear. There we go.
Yeah. It's
Severed hand.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Well,
Eye and hand.
suppose
Lots of
taking
eyes.
taking the long way isn't necessarily bad. Like
I mean,
we could try and work out more connections and gives us more time to think of other ways that we can spread our name.
yes. I mean, we could spend a little money to get a nicer carton horse, because generally stuff I can get is like secondhand stuff through the connections I have with AcqInc. But if it's whatever you want to do, if you're not comfortable teleporting,
Well,
that's
me
fine.
or Ilby could go with you too and see if we can smooth it out.
Yes, we could do that, and we can definitely. I will smooth every wrinkle. Mm-hmm. We should go.
You have just a flashback to Inisalia literally like being smoothed out by an iron.
Every wrinkle.
Okay.
I'm thirsty. I think if we're not, we should maybe. I need a beer.
Okay, I like beer, but
Mhm.
let
Yeah, I'm just remembering a really bad call I had. That's
Oh.
really what it is. You know how sometimes people
Oh.
yell at you. It's
Yeah.
like stress, right? It's like it's post traumatically.
Do you want a hug?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Come here.
This is what normal people feel better for. Okay. Okay.
She gives him like a big bear hug.
He
lifts
lifts
him up.
He says, "You're never gonna be smooth. I promise."
What?
you guys. Okay, let's go. And he just,
All right.
all right. If you want to go, let's go. I'm eager to try some stuff out and get on the road. Yeah.
Okay, so you guys, Lowin, you use your ability to get cart.
Yeah, I get horse and cart.
Yeah, you guys managed to get a fine horse and cart. with a great discount that kind of rolls into your operating expenses for your franchise. And yeah, you guys can get on the road. Now it's a little over 500 miles from Waterdeep to Luskan. So how long does that take?
Yeah, I was actually just like, overland travel. What is that?
Let's see.
Overland.
It's gonna take a good long while.
Yep. Hold on. Oh, I've got it. No, I don't want to escape from the Underdark. That's not.
So, travel pace. So, if we are talking about, this would be, quote unquote, either province or kingdom level.
Mm-hmm.
This is in hexes. Hang on.
Yeah, there should be something in the player's handbook, straight up. Because a lot of what I'm getting is a lot of the adventures talk about this,
same.
Right.
and it's just getting bogged down in all of that.
Mhm.
Time, movement, speed. This would be normal, not slow. That's roughly 24 miles in a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so 24 miles in a day. It is 527 miles from Waterdeep to Luskan. So
we're looking at basically a 10 day plus a day and a half. Well, 2 days more or less.
sure. Yeah, so it'll be a little over a 10-day.
Wait. It's 500 miles,
No.
and our pace is how many miles per day?
24.
So I'm sorry, it's 2 10 days. It's 2 10 days plus 2 days, rounding up.
So something I will note is that is a lot of travel. And you guys do once a month have to coordinate and do your franchise fee. So
True.
that is a good chunk of your time just traveling, which you guys could try and accomplish some other stuff on the road, but your options.
I do have my phone.
You do have your phone, absolutely.
My communicator crystal.
Okay.
Also, our major domo can handle.
She can handle a
most
lot
of
of
that.
it, but the last 2 times that you've done this, you guys have all pitched in quite a bit, and it's gone very well.
Mm-hmm.
So just leaving that to her, a little risky.
It's a bit. It's
you
a
don't
bit
you
much
don't know
to
how
expect.
you don't know how long this thing is going to take in Luskan. So these are
All right.
these are the choices you have. Given that you can very easily cut that travel time by a significant chunk.
All right. So he kind of stops as we're kind of going over the logistics, and he's like, "Look, how about this? If we put it into the Orrery, the timepiece, we'll be able to go there. And I feel like every time we use it, and we know that there's some risks with using it outside of the Orrery. We figured that out. Maybe we just don't take the risks this time. But you'd have to be without the Orrery, or at least the timepiece. We just leave it at the base, right? And so what that would require then is we'd have to come back a long way. But we wouldn't have to go both ways the long way, right?
I mean, it's up to you. I'm okay with whatever you all want to do. You seemed hesitant about the teleportation, so I assumed we were traveling a long way.
No, just I just get a little nervous thinking that something bad could happen because we don't know what could happen,
Yeah.
right?
Waterdeep to Phandalin is 328 miles.
Is it? Oh.
And then Phalandon to Luskan is 250.
So what's Neverwinter to Luskan? Because we've been the Neverwinter.
Neverwinter to Luskan is 129.
So either way, we'd have to travel at least 200 or so miles if we decided to do what I was suggesting, basically.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Mhm.
the Orrery is back in Phalandon.
Right.
So the closest you can get is having to travel let's see here, Neverwinter to Luskin, 29 miles if you jump from Waterdeep to Luskin using the timepiece.
Now, if we there's another thing. If we go to a fast pace rather than a normal pace, we have 30 miles a day. We're moving much faster, so we're not able to. We get disadvantage on perception checks.
Mhm.
But we can move at a faster pace, which means the 500 miles is 16 days total.
Mhm.
So just under about a week and a half.
True, but
Gotcha.
that probably takes some resources or.
Well, either way, the travel from Finlandon, the travel from Luskin to Finlandon is still much more reasonable. So
Yeah.
once we get around that area, it won't be so bad.
It depends on what you guys want to do. I'm going to ask you guys make your decision how you're going to be getting to Luskin.
I think Ilby's going to suggest that we go back home, handle business, and then teleport from using the Orrery with the timepiece.
Okay, but that would mean the Orrery would come with you.
Would it?
Yes.
Oh shit!
It has to come with us. If we're taking the whole damn thing with us.
If we do that, let's just find a bag of holding and throw the Orrery in it, and it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Fair.
Well, I mean, we spend some more time doing all of that. Sure.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm
you guys
okay
have
with
guys have made a good chunk of contacts amongst like the magical community here. Let's see,
Sure.
bag of holding.
Yeah. We could probably afford one. Yes, we can. He says, pulling out his book.
It's an uncommon item, so I will see.
Let me know.
Yeah, you can pick one up for 400 gold.
Hey,
that.
not too shabby.
So, are you guys going to travel up to? How are you getting back to Finlandon, where the Orrery is?
Guess we could physically walk there because it's only like a couple days.
No, it's more than that.
It's more than
Isn't it?
that. It is from
Seven-
Waterdeep to Finlandon is 328 miles.
Oh wow! Holy crap! I wasn't thinking about that.
It's a lot
earlier.
further than we thought.
Oh wow!
Let me teleport home. I'll teleport us home. We'll install it in the Orrery, and then we'll, the next day, whenever we get ready to head out, we'll go and use the Orrery and teleport to Neverwinter.
I have reasons for not going like that. I just you have
Describe them to me.
no.
Yes.
No.
Convince me.
Hmm.
We stand now upon a precipice of logic and reason. Come at me, bro, or be teleported.
I can't.
Ilby, give me an intelligence check.
Yeah, sure.
Like-
That's a 8 actually.
Yeah, no, there's a solution, but you're gonna have to think of it yourself.
What if I give you a
he-
really good drink? Would that help
so
calm the
so
nerves?
so he concentrates really hard, and then you feel this pressure come over you, and it's stronger than normal because obviously it's coming from his helmet. Do you want to just fail the wisdom save to block out the detect bot spell?
He specifically does not. No. He
All right,
specifically
so-
does not fail it.
All right,
Okay.
make a wisdom
Got the roll?
save.
Yep, make a
Yeah.
wisdom save.
I got you. Oh, that's a 6.
Nope, it's a DC 13. So I'm not doing anything else to you.
Gotcha.
Merely we can have a conversation. That's it. We can have a normal human-to-human conversation, but it's in your head.
Lowin, I really don't want to do it right now.
Please calm down. Please, I am your friend. I'm here to
I
help.
know you're my friends. That's why I'm acting like this.
Can you tell me this way?
No.
Obviously, he's got something concerning.
He says
you.
it. He actually says that out loud. He's looking at that low. He goes, "No, I can't say anything. You have to trust me, please."
Okay, I
Rin-
trust you.
Rynford,
Yeah.
Rynford, make an intelligence check for me, please.
Okay. I actually might know another solution as well, but I'll make an intelligence check. Just raw intelligence.
Yeah, sure.
21.
Hey.
21. Yeah. So he started acting this way when he attuned to the rotor.
Yes.
So either he's insane, or he learned something when he attuned to that rotor, which it carries through that you could learn that thing by attuning to the rotor,
Yeah.
It's true.
or you'd go insane.
Or I would go insane. I will keep that to myself.
Okay.
So
Okay, I trust you. He disconnects the detect thoughts. And it's like, I trust you. You
tell
have
you
your
what.
reasons.
Lowin,
Mhm.
would you mind just resting here with Ilby? He's obviously in some sort of distress. Just stay here. Use your clerical abilities to make sure that he's fine. I need to go take a quick walk with Inisalia. Would you mind coming with?
Oh no, let's go.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll stay here with him. It's okay.
So I want to take us well outside of earshot,
Sure.
like, couple of blocks. All right, we just need to knock him unconscious. We just need to. I don't know if you're familiar with the bardic tales of the A team, but there was one of them who hated going on boats. So whenever they needed to get on a boat, he was afraid of water or something, and they had to knock him unconscious, and it was a thing. So we just need to do that so we can teleport Ilby, okay?
Okay, well that's probably easier than my slipping him a Mickey that I was thinking. Okay.
That would probably be less destructive, and he also can use magic. He's not as good a wizard as I am, but the potential for him lashing out in childlike fear and panic is non-zero.
I could also just do like. So do you want me to physically knock him out, or do you want to do a sleep spell? Because if I knock him out physically, it again lots of damage.
Right. I don't know how much he sleeps either, because I could just try to wait for him to go to sleep tonight, and then we can do it. But I don't know.
Oh, we could do an exercise routine, like a really exhausting, like couple-mile runs around the outer limits of the city.
I like to imagine that as you guys are causing this, like Lowin and Ilby are actually Ilby's just kind of looking at Lowin like kind of like a deer in headlights look.
It's okay.
Just
it's
looking
okay.
at him.
Hey, Ilby, I trust you. You have your reasons.
Okay, that's good.
I'm not going to make you teleport if you don't want to, because you have always been good to me and my friends, and we would never do anything to hurt you.
Meanwhile,
so we just need to not hurt him that much.
We need to hurt him, but not in a way that hurts
there should
him.
be an apothecary. Like we could slip him some opium or something.
just all right.
Dash of opiates.
Scott, I want to use the rotor.
It's got to be a
real quick.
Xanax.
And by that, I mean I want to use the ability of recalling everything that.
Sure.
I want to specifically recall that moment once again.
Okay, and I'll recalibrate that. It was not when you first used the thing to travel to Neverwinter. It's when you used it to travel back from the lighthouse to to Philandon.
Right.
Because that fits more within the time frame.
With that,
just hang it real. It's Fandolin.
Fandolin. Sorry.
Fandolin.
Okay, we got it. Moving on.
Dolin. The Babylon 5 character. There you go.
Ah, okay.
Fandolin.
I am a fan of the Lin.
She does make me want to fan myself.
You were about to say Fandolin, weren't you?
Anyway, so Ilby, what are you doing?
So he wants to recall the exact conversation with Asmodeus.
Okay. He says, you will not remember this, but if you ever do, you are not to speak to this of anyone at any. Basically, let me.
Okay.
Because we're talking about a fiend here, so this has.
We are talking about a fiend.
Yeah. He says you will not reveal this moment to anyone.
Okay.
Make an insight check.
Ugh. Gross. That's a 5 appropriately.
Yeah, no.
Oh my god, you were so bad at this.
I have a -1, dog.
Yeah, he's not the wisdom guy. That's not what he does.
Anyway, no, he just kind of thinks, and he has a wide look in his mouth for a moment. Then he goes, "Okay, no, I'm glad you trust me. I have a feeling that the other two probably don't. Apparently,
They're probably, I would guess, they're just talking about the situation and how to best handle it with minimum harm to anyone, because we're concerned about you. Please, you should know that we're concerned about you.
I know.
So the thing is, you need to go really hard, but not too hard, because if he's out for more than like 20 seconds, that's really bad. So
And
I
you're
guess-
you're also
like-
at an apothecary, and so like, now, but how much does he weigh? Because
Like 100?
Like a buck fit, like a buck
oh,
10.
he's 110 soaking wet.
He's really wispy.
all right, he takes
Yeah.
out another little scoop of opium.
half elf, if that changes.
Yeah. You know, hollow bones. And
Well,
all
then,
that.
then I'm gonna need to mix in the Sylvan Sprite.
Okay, good.
And all right, well, that'll be a gold, 5 gold, no questions.
10 gold, and we were never here.
I like the look out of your jib there.
There we go.
And you guys have acquired like an opium-rich draught of sleeping, which is basically morphine.
Nice.
Medieval Xanax.
What are midichlorians? It's heroin.
It's like it just reminds me of just
heroin.
taking like 3 tablets of Benadryl and just like pouring it all in a drink. Here you go.
I will say for our viewers and the sake, this is strictly for comedic and
Oh yeah, no, never
Dungeons
does
and Dragons purposes. We do not encouraging slipping anyone medications that they have not been specifically prescribed. It's not
Yes,
cool.
correct.
The more you know. We're all friends here. We trust one another. We've LARPed together. Yeah. So
I'm giving them consent to fantasy drug me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Fair enough.
All right, so you guys get back. You guys have spent some time calming down, getting clear. You're able, like Ilbreyan, you're able to kind of repress the memory a little bit because its natural state is to not be in your head.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just this thing. Now that you're attuned to it, it does bring it up every now and then. But you're able to repress it enough to calm down. But then so then Inisalia and Rynford come back.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I am thirsty. Who wants to grab a pint at the nearest tavern and just chill while we discuss more logistics?
Okay, I'm fine with that.
Really use that. That's a really good and very sudden suggestion. Yes, let's do it.
All right, so montage later of
Drinking montage.
of drinky, and then just dragging Ilby out of the tavern. As long as we're cool with that.
He
that's
says
something-
really nice things about you, by the way, before he passes out.
Aw.
Very nice.
But yeah, so you can go ahead. Let's go ahead and teleport back to Phandalin.
And if you really want to, we can take the item off of him, and if doesn't have it for 24 hours, he'll naturally de-attune to it.
That is also
Yeah, drag
a
me for
thing.
24 hours.
Well,
we
we
could
just got to
just
keep it
lift the
off of you
item
for
off.
24 hours.
That's fair.
And we don't have to attune to it.
Yeah.
All right, so you are very familiar with this place. So I'm going to go ahead and do a D100 roll.
Woo!
9 hells. 9 hells. It doesn't actually
No
do that.
more Avernus.
Doesn't actually do that.
Oh, there's probably is a little bit of convincing that you have to convince Lowin not to teleport because I said we wouldn't teleport him without his consent.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you probably
Well, we aren't teleporting him. I am.
that's okay.
And look, he's so happy right now. He's just sleeping.
See that smile on his face?
Okay.
That could be interpreted as a smile.
The drool is
Babies
consent.
smile like that.
So, you activate the rotor, and
Timepiece.
no, sorry, timepiece. That you're right. And it does that nice little stretching and connecting of spaces and time. But when it does, you guys find yourself not in town, not in your headquarters, but in a cave. Lowin, you recognize this place as the
I was going to ask you.
as sort of the encampment that you had cleared out. But as you guys sort of like appear there, very slowly you guys are levitating.
What?
And
What?
like you're moving it maybe like every 10 seconds a foot, but you
What?
guys are just floating off the floor of the cavern.
What?
Does
Do I
that
see anything
include
around
Ilby?
us?
Yeah, it doesn't.
I'm
include Ilby.
asleep.
Yeah, you're asleep.
I'm fucking asleep though.
All right, everyone stay close. If we all drop, I've got Featherfall. Actually,
Are you grabbing onto me?
I will pull out my ubiquitous 50-foot of hempen rope,
Mhm.
and we will lash ourselves together and keep all within range of Featherfall.
Okay.
What's up? Like, what's above us?
Yeah, is it
It's
just like
just a cavern floor. Like it's like a
Okay.
rocky
This-
cavern
this
floor.
I'm
was-
having like
this-
the Willy Wonka fear right now, the
Yeah.
floating bubbles.
This wasn't here when I cleared it out. This wasn't happening.
yeah? Sorry, wait, where are we? What? I don't recognize.
There's a little cave encampment not super far out of Landon proper.
Phandalin.
Phandalin, sorry, Phandalin.
Oh, the place that you found.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, right. Well, I guess I didn't carry the one. Sorry, this is still
Fine.
weird.
Okay.
But once we figure out how we can get down, I'm sure
Can I
we'll be
will
able to-
myself down, or is it just being forced?
You're just floating.
Can we dispel it? Can you do dispel magic?
Trying to propel down a bit.
No.
Huh.
Give me.
Oh, javelin.
Everyone, give me a perception check.
Yay!
Like, when in doubt, the javelin will fix everything.
22.
13.
Okay,
Rolling, I'm
Lowin.
rolling.
You hear very, very slightly.
Oh.
There's something still turning in the timepiece.
Oh, hey, turn it off. There's something. The timepiece is still going.
Oh, click.
Thump.
Yeah.
Oh, I had advantage. Oh well, doesn't matter.
Yeah, Ilby throws up.
Am I waking up?
No, not the moment.
Oh, okay.
We
Yep.
gave you enough like real talk. It was probably like just a very concentrated bit of like poppy's milk.
Mhm.
So you're probably going to be out for like however long a very light heroin coma lasts.
Right. You know, the thing is, I'm more unconscious and not asleep because
Yeah.
you can't make me go to sleep.
Exactly.
You cannot go to sleep via magic. Like not like a sleeping draught would
Mhm.
work on you.
Right.
but
but
a sleeping spell
wouldn't.
Regardless, he's like, oh, we'll get it. We'll see, make sure Ilby's okay,
Yeah, Ilby's
Just
fine.
turn
You
his
up a little
head.
bit.
He'll do that. It's
Yeah.
okay.
and I'll hoof him over my shoulder, my tiny shoulders.
Terrible
and
mouth
we'll
noises.
start dragging him out.
You have got unimaginable core strength. You could bend an iron pot with your abs. What the hell?
He like pulls up his shirt
He's
and it's
been
like
working
it's
out.
just chiseled. That's all it is. It's just like hard
It's
chiseled metal.
an 8-pack.
Mhm.
Oh, what was
Wow.
it? Was it Toki from fucking?
From what Metalocalypse? Yeah.
He sticks up his shirt. He's just fucking shredded, and everyone's like, "Oh, I let myself go."
Yeah, Inisalia just kind of like moves her hand slightly over her stomach, even though it's fully covered in metal.
Yeah.
She's just
Yeah,
like,
but you guys are able to. It's like maybe an hour out of town. You guys
Yep.
are able to hoof it back to town. Get back to your blocky brutalist style office building.
Our office building.
Dun,
I am
dun,
going to
dun,
take
dun,
the
dun.
rotor off of him, by the way.
Okay.
Okay.
And yeah, so eventually you guys get back there. Ilby, you eventually wake up in your bed, in your office home.
I'll be there, like sitting on a stool next to him. Hey, buddy,
One more time.
with a bucket.
puke
Just-
bucket. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go. Just let
that's
it all out.
Really,
There you go.
Bernie. What did
Mhm.
we drink exactly?
A very good apothecary's concoction.
You want to roll a bluff check?
I'm honest. I'm honestly saying a really good apothecary's concoction.
Oh, okay. Sorry. 1 second. I don't know why I heard differently. Oh, you did the. Okay.
Sorry, like it just we can go on foot from here. But look, everything's fine. Whatever you saw in the rotor, I'm not going to ask any questions.
Pats for it. Realizes it's not there. What did you do?
It wasn't me.
He's puzzling out from a. Inisalia? No, maybe. What'd she do? What did you all do?
We drugged you.
Yes.
And we teleported back to Phandalin.
Yes.
That's it.
The rotor! Stop hiding the thing you know I'm going to ask you.
Oh, it's safe.
It's safe.
Yeah.
No. Whoever has it isn't safe. And I'm not safe either. You understand?
Are you going to tell me? Because I won't be able to understand.
Literally can't.
Then I can't understand, and we are going to have to figure it out. If you can't tell us, that's fine. We'll deduce it in a way that you can't tell us. Logic and reason.
Mm-hmm.
So just so you know, I put the rotor into the
orrery. Okay.
In the orrery proper, because he knows that's where it's supposed to be.
Yep.
Gotcha. Wait, and then one person has to attune to the orrery, huh?
Yeah. Basically, if the components are in the orrery, someone can attune to the orrery and is then attuned to all the components
Gotcha.
that is attached to it.
It combines all the attunements together into one attunement.
I will say that I've yet to figure out how to do that on D&D Beyond. Even though all the items are there, there's no
core orrery of the Wanderer with all the components in it.
Like there is, but it's I don't know if it gives me everything or if it's just it.
Probably
but there's no way to select what you have.
It probably just gives you everything,
right?
Which you do not have everything. But yeah.
Everything. All right.
I'll and actually if you at all mentioned that you were doing that, I will just hand you the timepiece.
Yeah.
Lowin, so that you can put it in as well.
Yeah.
So yeah. We have to wait for a day for the timepiece to recharge anyway, and then we'll teleport up to Neverwinter. But for now, we'll just rest. No big deal. You'll probably sleep off whatever hangover you're gonna have. I'm real sorry about that.
That's not the part I'm worried about. You have to understand. It's two things. First, me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get screwed.
Sure.
Probably more than that, actually. And second, you're going to learn something that isn't useful to learn beyond knowing it's a bad idea to use that timepiece without it being in the freaking box.
That's why it's going in the box. We're installing it into the orrery.
Answered that. That's fine. Oh well.
So
you know what? You took it from me. Technically, maybe it doesn't count.
I don't think it would. If for whatever reason, if you can't tell us, you're not telling us. We're not forcing it out of you. You, at this point, have been stripped of your say in the matter,
trust,
humiliator,
trust of friendship.
Yes,
maybe?
yes,
I've been stripped
of trust in friendship. Yes, very good. Yes. Oh,
I'm not harder to repair, by the way.
Co-workers. Are we friends? That's a big word.
We're friends. You hear from downstairs.
I regret making that already.
So you're going to be the one who attunes to this box, right? To the orrery, yes?
I suppose.
When it's all said and done.
I haven't had any adverse reactions that I'm aware of. Have I? Have you seen anything that's weird or out of character for me while I was doing anything? Because you're a naturally nervous person, but that was especially weird.
Do I have any memories of what happened to him? Did he get cut by the time knife?
He went first.
Oh, okay.
He just essentially, like, as soon as the big black hole sphere was found, which was what really started off like the terrible things, he just got sucked into it.
Well, also I know out of play, you have all witnessed me talking to myself, like having having one side of what appears to be a two-sided conversation with myself while working on the Ori and the timepiece, doing research. So you have seen that, but I don't know if you would consider that to be out of character for me or not.
I think that the rotor is going to show you things that you may or may not remember, is all. It's possible. It's really possible.
If I don't remember something and it shows me, does that mean that it happened and I don't remember it?
No idea, he says, with a very tight lip.
I guess we'll find out.
Yep. I'm going to get a very bland breakfast now with a lot of protein in it.
Good idea.
Made some eggs. Made some bacon.
I made sausage.
This doesn't make us good yet, he says, yelling.
That is completely 100% fair. Also,
Team Goody Goody comes up with breakfast.
I know you would do the same if the situations were reversed.
You aren't using that on me right now.
Am I wrong?
Are you? Anyways.
Enjoy your breakfast.
He's I think he's really just gonna be like thumbing through his book a little bit. And he looks really nervous, actually.
So how long do we have until our next month's stuff is due? Do we want to just
You guys are
square that with the Major Domo?
I mean, you guys are at basically the beginning of your month. You guys have just basically. I think you're probably about a 10-day from when you last did that.
Okay. And if we're going to be teleporting there, then really it'll be the next month. And there's no way to do it so that we will be here unless we'll have the teleport. Yeah, whatever. Fucking, we're fine.
Yeah, we'll have the whole thing as long as we just keep it in that bag.
Yeah,
and we can just pull it out when we need it, and then. Actually, the funny thing is, if you're attuned to something, I think you get still keep all the passive abilities. I don't know
if it's in a bag of holding.
Yeah.
I'm not going to worry about it. Like it does give me some bonuses, but I'll just for ease of use, I just won't have those attuned. I'll just attune to the Ori itself, and that'll be it. And it'll be known to the party and the DM that I'm attuned to both the
that's fine.
Timepiece and the rotor.
Cool. All right. So you guys want to take care of anything else while you're back in your base for a day or so?
Hey, Inisalia.
Yeah?
You want to go? This is something on my to-do list, and I think I should do it before we head to Luscombe because I don't know when we're going to get back.
Okay, what?
I wanted to go talk to, what was her name? Hold on, I'm looking at my notes.
The cleric?
Yeah, Ditch Gundi, Priestess Ditch Gundi, and confront her about her situation and get to the bottom of that. Especially now that I have this, and he dinks the crown that is the helm of telepathy.
Oh, the knot, but nobody. Yeah. Okay, yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Since Ilby and the Rynford are sleeping and sort of resting and keeping everything copacetic down here.
Sure. So all right, let me pull up that section. Yeah, the temple. So you want to go to the Temple of the Coin Maiden?
Yes.
And talk to that lady.
Yep.
Cool. All right, yeah, you guys show up there. They're kind of in, let's see. You guys probably left around mid-morning. And you guys were able to sort of stow Ilby away and make breakfast. Well, yeah, no, if you're talking about breakfast, you probably left in the evening. Trudged your way there. So it's probably around mid-morning now.
Okay.
And the Temple of the Coin Maiden and the north of Phandalin is there's not active services going on. It's more like open market time.
Yeah.
Like it is more operating in its province as a store than a proper temple. So yeah, two of the acolytes, Heston Jens and Mishka Solemn, are basically running the store.
Yeah, he'll just come up to him. He'll like find an apple. He'll buy an apple off of him and start eating that. And like, 'cause he's always hungry.
Yeah.
And he's like, is Priestess Gundi around? I have some things I want to discuss with her.
Yes, Princess Fundi. She is actually she is not in right now. She has gone back to she's actually gone up to Luskin.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, there's
that's a far trip. I hope her family's. Hope it's not like an emergency or something.
No, she's dealing with stuff with the church.
Okay.
There's been kind of a small conclave, I think, is what she said. Up in that area, just sort of, she's pitching in, helping up with some economical stuff.
Okay. I actually, well, then I'm just curious because me and Inisalia here, we've been talking about like how long you all have been a part of this, like the temple and everything. Because I'm interested in a little bit of the history of Landon.
Phandalin.
Phandalin, sorry.
Yeah, no, we've been I mean, we've been here for a couple of months.
You two. You two
us,
specifically.
yeah, us specifically. Well, this is Heston. She says, like, well, I've been part of the church all my life. My parents were merchants, and it just seemed like a good thing to attach myself to. Expand the things. Mishka says, I'm more recent, but still part of the church. When it came time to choose a calling in life, this felt right.
I understand that greatly. The gods work through us, as it were.
Yeah, no, it's just we were asked to come here when the new temple was being established to help out.
Oh, and so she was Priestess Gundi was here when you all arrived.
No, we came with her.
Oh, okay. I'm curious about something. There was some. We've been in and out. You probably have seen me in Inisalia a few times.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've noticed something about the service. Something seems, I don't know. Maybe it's just the traditions that you are, but I've seen you all perform some of these services in Priestess Gundi, and they don't seem to match up. Can you help me understand the discrepancy?
They kind of look to each other. Give me a persuasion check, please.
Yes. I'm going to go ahead and roll I'm going to use my inspiration.
Okay. Inisalia is here with you, too.
I'm about to say, I can assist.
Yeah. Never mind. I'll have Inisalia assist me and not use my inspiration. So I got a 17.
Yeah, they kind of look to each other and says, like, Priestess Fundi, she comes from far away. She is not from our shores. And she does things differently. And we've discussed the differences in sort of the more traditional ways of doing things, but she's very set in her ways, and she is of higher rank than us. So we believe that, given her rank and given her devotion and place in the church, that Joaquin will account for that.
No, I can understand that. I want to do an insight check as they were sort of looking at each other and explaining this to me.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and
do that. To get the idea of, that you rolled really well. 21.
They know it's wrong. They know she's doing it wrong. They're kind of in a catch-22 because she's their superior, and as far as they know, that's legit.
Yeah, okay. He'll be like, okay, I can understand that the hierarchy can be a bit problematic from time to time. But I still need to talk to her, so just let her know that Lowin of the
Certainly,
Reliquary from up on the hill wishes to speak with her whenever she gets back.
certainly, we can definitely put that in and give her that message when she returns.
I appreciate it greatly. If you guys need anything, obviously you can come find us. We'll help you out.
Absolutely, you guys have been great for the town.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
That is our goal. We'll make this best little town we can.
Yep. All right. Thank
All
you.
right,
Have
thank you.
Blessings
As
and
for us,
Mhm.
you were talking about anything else that we wanted to do,
Yeah.
Scott. I wanted to see if we could start putting some money into the mine here in Phandalin.
Okay. That is a thing that we can do. You can definitely start making moves towards that. That's probably a thing that will happen during the next downtime cycle.
Okay.
Just because there's mechanics and whatnot, but you can definitely start I would say that you guys would have had time to fulfill that promise that you guys had to check over the books and start talking with. You guys have been doing a lot of stuff in the town proper. Actually, if I recall correctly, I think you guys have already started doing stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
our first downtime cycle.
You're right.
a lot of
we've done much after that.
Yeah, a lot of our actions as far as the franchise is concerned could be tied to that because we're doing a lot of like little adventures and stuff for everyone around town. Definitely be part of the mine and making sure they're up and running.
Yep.
Actually, if you want to check up on that, go. You can basically ask Gilda Dunn to like bring you up some of the books regarding that.
Yeah,
and
I can do that.
Go ahead and give me an intelligence-based insight roll.
Okay, I'm just going to roll flat intelligence. My insight, I don't have any. Would I be considered? Would I be considered proficient in insight for this?
If you're not proficient in insight normally, then you wouldn't be proficient in it.
Okay, so this will just be a straight intelligence roll. 15.
15. You look over the books, in regards to that, and because remember, there was kind of I think you caught that there was something not quite going right last time you looked at it. And
Right.
Now that things are sort of coming back online, now that that they're starting to hire again, that they're starting to do that, you kind of follow that rabbit trail. And that same sense that this isn't entirely right sense comes to you. Now that you're looking at the numbers, things are not adding up. Things are not adding up in the way that if someone were using this business as some sort of front, these numbers make more sense if this business is being used as a front of some sort.
And I see not even the destination, but the direction where those funds might be going, or the vehicle through which those funds are being siphoned.
Let me just double check something real quick, since you wanted to poke that.
There's a giant building outside of town with a huge blinking neon sign.
Yeah.
We're up on the
Deposit-
hill. You can't miss it.
Deposit bribes here.
Oh, shell corpse. They're everywhere.
I was going to joke that we should just name it Shell, but there is already a company called Shell.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Their logo is even a shell.
Right. But surprisingly, they're not a shell corp.
Unless that's what they want you to think.
The
Conspiracy.
the discrepancy is in the labor records.
Okay.
You think there's something fishy with the people that are working in the mine, and there's some sort of incongruity. It's almost like if you wanted to shuffle some identities, there seems to be something there in the sort of the HR records.
Okay. Now, is this in what happened previously, or is this
what's
still
happening.
happening?
This is what's happening now.
Okay. Who, and if there's just a general answer that you don't want to get into specifics now, that's fine.
Mhm.
Who owns the mine? What is the entity that we are liaising with to fund this? Is it a local concern? Is it a holding?
It's a local concern. The person who is sort of most in charge is Sharna Queerstein. Sharna Queerstein, who is the dwarf that you spoke with. She's the overseer of it, and she said that there are basically, it's a local concern. There are interests in Waterdeep that back it, that she is more directly tied to.
Okay. So is it owned by that concern? Is it owned by like the town as a joint property?
It is.
Is there a landowner?
It is owned by the town.
Okay.
But with major stakeholders from Waterdeep who you have yet to identify.
Okay. All right. I will keep my investigations at that then.
Okay.
And I will not dig any deeper for the time being.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are able to come back, rest, take care of some business, and then with the timepiece and the rotor firmly attached to the orrery, I'm assuming, Rynford, you do attune to it so that you can operate it?
Yes, I do.
Okay. When you return to it, much like with Ilbreyan, you become intimately familiar with its capabilities, including its capabilities regarding memory. And you too realize that when you turned this thing on to get back home from the lighthouse, all of you were transported into the orrery itself, which apparently contains some sort of micro dimension. And it's, inside of it, it's an Escher painting inside there. Dimension, time, space, it's kind of like a TARDIS. But eventually you came to the heart of it, where this sort of bounded black hole warping of time and space exists. And you remember just being instantly captivated by it and literally absorbed into it. And you remember time just stretching and dilating into infinity as you were getting sucked into it. And now in this moment, you are sort of mirroring that in your own head. And as you cross the event horizon, finally, after an infinity, you have a stark realization about the nature of this device. Because it's much, much more than a device. It is a constant in a cosmic equation that is in the process of being solved. And there are variables to this equation that are coming into line. Obviously, the orrery itself is a constant. The other pieces of it are other exponents to that constants. There is the sort of multiplanar an alignment with just sort of the pure chaotic realm in terms of the Great Wheel. And you realize you yourself, a wizard, who is more capable than others of understanding and marshaling the abilities of this, are a variable that is plugged into the equation currently. And you realize that you could align yourself more firmly into that slot if you were to abandon all notions in your basic understanding of the world of good or evil. If you were to align yourself, essentially, if you were to become chaotic neutral, you would slot in to that equation, and that would then open up a different layer of the equation that you would have access to.
Noted.
And then that memory stops, and you come back. And as you're fiddling with it, you have this sort of awareness of being connected to the machine and whatnot, and you see that there is a little gear that you never noticed before. You could literally just change yourself. You could become chaotic neutral just by...
I think Ilby's been watching him, like, that's when he got attuned.
Yeah. I'm assuming we've been watching him.
Yeah.
It's attuning to it. In my mind, I see it's Rynford sort of like sitting in front of it, like kneeling on his knees and just sort of like looking and appreciating the shape of it, and like fiddling with knobs and switches and like the hollows where components might eventually be. And there's a long moment where just my hands are on it and my eyes close and my eyes snap open.
You all right?
Yes. I have a philosophical question for you all.
Okay.
If you
This
could
is
change your
different.
nature, your outlook, would you?
That's a loaded question, my friend. I'm sorry, my coworker.
Why?
Knowledge and or power?
So
it depends on the nature of the change.
So I will do my best to give like I'll just try to be gnomish Carl Sagan and try to illustrate what I've experienced, like trying to phrase it as if using like the mathematical formula metaphor, and I'll just kind of give them a basic explanation as best I can, and I will point to the little gear cog thing. I'm like, so yeah, my personal outlook is that there are rules, but that even though I am someone who wields those rules for power, I am a wizard. Rules do not dictate who or what I am. I am much more a proponent of the chaotic nature of the universe than, say, Inisalia. However, I do believe in a fundamental goodness to both myself and things. So it would be somewhat of a change, not dramatically so, but still a pretty major shift to what I am. And I don't know how to think about that, how to feel about that.
Is this something that has to be determined now, or you can come back to it?
I think we should parking lot this. This is a parking lot thing.
I'm fine with contemplating it. I do not get the sense that this is an urgent thing, and quite frankly, if it is, that is shitty, and I will not change myself on a whim just to spite the multiverse, because fuck that.
Well, yeah,
why?
This definitely requires contemplation, I think, on your part. But
Like,
also,
what makes you? Like, would this change?
Right.
This will change part of you, and it'll change obviously how we perceive you and how possibly you perceive everything else. So, is that fundamentally changing you? Also, what does this get out of it?
Well, I mean, again, I might be able to more deeply understand the device, how
But no
it
guarantee.
no
No,
how it factors.
absolutely, you would be able to understand the device.
No, guaranteed. Yes, I would have a much better understanding of it.
But posit this: we don't ultimately know currently the nature of the device itself, what its intent and reason for being built and developed was. We do not know if you succumbing to this is not a stepping stone to something, while not maybe from our current perspective dangerous, it could lead to something dangerous or something very evil. Um, because there may be a moment, we don't know, that where you, Rynford, need to have a good nature in
Mhm.
order to do what you need to do down the road. But because of this device, you are not.
hmm
Um,
These are all perfectly valid concerns, and why I wanted to bring it up to all of you.
Thank you.
Do you think it will increase the propensity to want to eat babies at all?
Well, currently, my want to eat babies is functionally 0.
Okay, good. Get that goose egg.
I will say that my analytical, scientific, and our arcane mind has certainly proposed the idea. And from a purely academic point of view, I have thought about it. Just putting that out there. It's not a thing.
Guess you have a college credit on it, huh?
Yes, you would not believe the papers that I have had to write. Like, you really, literally wouldn't. Some of them were written in such a language that is beyond belief. It's college is weird.
The ivory tower,
College is overrated.
purely unstained.
So,
Who needs an education?
That kind.
but I am going to say that it is so low as to approach 0. I'm not going to say that it doesn't exist, but it's going to be so far down the line that it really is not a concern. So, to say that it would appreciably increase to the point where, say, my want would become effectively a non-zero number, I doubt it.
I don't know. You gotta take what you gotta take, I suppose. But we're not making the decision now, right? You know.
And
No, I would very much rather not.
I think we need at least. Well, it seems the fate is aligning that we keep running into the pieces, and we may run into more pieces, and that may, by putting more pieces in, may give you a clearer understanding of taking this choice. What does it mean, ultimately?
That is fair.
I can also ask Lythander for you. I may do that. I may pray for you and see how his disposition is, because gods have a greater perspective of time than we do.
gotta pray just to make it today. We gotta pray.
Your faith is your own, and I certainly would not belittle you for wanting to query your superior, but it's my personal opinion that the gods are I don't know. I do question what their perspective on the issue would be that would be comprehensible to us. It's a thing. I don't want to. I realize that I brought up a very philosophical question, and I am probably getting what I asked for.
Yeah.
But theosophical stuff is not really where I was necessarily going.
No, I understand.
Again, you do you, and I will not turn down what advice you seek to give.
Thank you. But ultimately, it's up to you. But obviously, thank you for letting us know that you're even thinking about this, and then you'll hopefully let us know before you decide to do it. I mean,
yes, and again, because on the one hand, yes, I will get far more knowledge, and I very much like that, and possibly even power. I don't want to do it if that means that I lose some part of myself. I rather like who I am, so I out of all of the people that I've worked with or studied with, you will probably know me the best, which is weird.
we're friends.
Learned a little more about you recently, that's for sure.
You know, it was
To
a
be
group effort, Ilby,
Yeah.
and you know.
I know it was.
So
we had your obviously it was not with your consent, but we had your best intentions at heart, and I would have never let you true harm to ever come to you.
Oh, I'm just giving you all a guilt trip. It's fine. I'll drug you at some point too. It'll all work out.
He just looks like happy and then very confused.
I mean, you do still have one bad decision.
Oh, wait. Yes, don't I? Yes, I think I do get to capitalize on that.
You do still have one very bad decision that we all have to go along with.
That's true.
yes.
Hey, man, I
That's
suppose
very
we
true.
should get going, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, so everyone touch the weird thing.
However, Ilby will actually lean in to Rynford and be like, I think the gods will not like it because you'll be a threat.
Always
Hey,
wanted
let's
to
go.
threaten a god before.
Hmm.
Zwarp. Okay.
Yeah.
So we teleport to Neverwinter.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys hold on, let me just double check real quick. You guys are definitely... Yep, you guys activate the device, and now that it's fully in its orrery, it spins and clicks and space contracts, and you land pretty much exactly where you landed before, in sort of like the central town square of Neverwinter, in now mid-morning.
Did I ever make that noise before? I don't remember that popping sound.
And yeah, so but you make a quick roll.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys are able to shove the orrery into the bag of holding.
Keep going. Just push. Just go.
I didn't think this would be so difficult.
But yeah, you were able to get it in there before anyone notices this 2-foot cube.
So I'm kind of
of-
seeing like the bag. We already have it stretched out to its maximum capacity, and then as soon as we teleport through, we're like
Like
we
this.
just we
Yeah.
just jump it on the top. And then zoop.
Right, and then like since it's the exact same size technically, and it's also hard edges, it's got to be a pain in the ass to get in there.
Oh yeah, no, it's gonna be a thing. Like there's gonna.
Can you do like an elastic spell on it or something?
That's not how
I want to cast as little magic on the orrery as possible.
Okay.
So
Okay.
who's gonna hold on to the bag of holding? You, Rynford?
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
hold it.
Okay. All right. So, Lowin, you are able to secure cart
Yep.
just fine. So I believe we mentioned that Luskin to Neverwinter is 129 miles,
Oh, that's much closer. Holy crap!
which should only take a couple of days.
Yeah, it's 5 days, a half of 10 days,
half a week. Half a 10 day.
Do you guys want to do anything while you're in Neverwinter?
I think we've got anything.
I think we're okay. I think besides normal like road supplies.
Yeah,
provisions,
yeah.
yeah.
You had that's all part and parcel. You guys have provisions for the road. Maybe a couple of extra days of rations just in case.
Yeah. I would have explained to you as we're probably going up to Luskin about that supposedly priestess Gundi, the priestess of Joaquin, is in Luskin.
Fundi,
Now.
I think.
Fundi, yeah.
It's Fundi. I'm sorry, I wrote down as
Priestess
Gundi.
Fundi.
Sorry.
I'm right. How interesting.
How
That is a
yes,
weird coincidence.
yes. Supposedly she is an elder in the Church of Joaquin, and that the two acolytes have been with her for some time. They came here with her to found that church within Flandin.
Vandalin.
Oh my god, I can get it out of my head. And that's a very long trip to go from there to Luskin. So I'm curious of what's going on. They have supposedly they know about her inconsistencies with their temple practices. And
Right.
but they can't do much because she is technically outranks them. But I'm wondering if there's something more going on.
So, and I'm assuming like we're walking and talking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
like You're getting the cart together. So, I don't know much about the clergy. just kind of what I've read. How easy is it to fake that sort of thing? Like to fake being a higher up, or to be part of a faith that you may not actually practice? How easy is that?
Those that wield the power of the gods are rare. Like
Sure.
me. There are many who do not have the grace of the gods directly. So anyone can protest faith. And anyone can learn to do the prayers and to do them correctly, or to do the traditions that are taught. So it's not harder than pretty much doing masquerading as anything else.
Nice robes, some jewelry, a really good talk to your walk.
Yeah, and if this is the temple of Joaquin, a lot of followers are merchants. They're people who know people and they have money. So getting the things they need and getting the ear of the right people is probably not as difficult.
Honestly, also a temple we really want to get good with if we can help it. They have a lot of good connections that we as merchants ourselves.
Yeah, but I'm wondering about, we all know that there's a lot of issues potentially with the Church of Joaquin, Dran Enterprises, AcqInc Acquisitions Incorporated, and the temple of the Church of Timora.
Right.
So here's the thing, though. You don't have to follow a particular god in order to have, you follow Lythander, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Lythander grants you miraculous spells and powers.
Mm-hmm.
And many of those spells are the same kinds of spells that someone who worships Timora and gets spells from Timora could cast. So we do an awful lot of bluffing over the course of our day-to-day activities, where we can all pretend to be things that we are not. Ilby, you could probably pull off being a decent wizard, like capital W wizard, and not
True.
A maker of poor decisions. Whereas I could probably look like a sorcerer if I really wanted to, but if someone looked closely or was particularly insightful, they might be able to see through it. So, that she has divine magic does not necessarily mean that she is a follower of Joaquin.
No, and I have yet to see her actually do any of that.
So
I have seen her perform rituals and commencements and ceremonies.
But they're not correct.
But they're not correct. That was my insight into all of this. She was doing it in a very different way, especially to her acolytes, who seemed to be doing it correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Scott, while they're kind of working this out, could I maybe just go around and try to get the scuttlebutt on Luskin? Since Neverwinter's, a good bit closer than, I'd say, the other areas.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and just give me a persuasion check, please.
Yeah, sure.
Look at you doing stuff relevant to the adventure rather than having a deep philosophical
Would you like
conversation.
some assistance?
No, I'm just saying, I mean, maybe we could peel off and you guys have that combo.
Yeah.
So you're doing this in Neverwinter is where you're doing this.
Yeah. Basically, as they're getting the carts ready, like just kind of
And
like
they're
go to a
just
local
talking.
tavern and basically just be like, what's the thing on how's Luskin looking these days? Stuff like that.
All right.
So were you helping me?
Yeah, I was helping.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So I'll roll 2 then. I got a 22.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, Luskin and Neverwinter aren't the closest of buddies.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fucking pirate town. They're kind of there's not there's not a lot of love lost between Neverwinter and Luskin. Neverwinter is sort of the northern jewel of the Sword Coast, and Luskin is the parasite that drains vital resources from that jewel. And so they're like
blood boil.
Yeah, terrible blood boil. So like you get a lot of people who say like, who the fuck cares how things are in Luskin? It's a terrible place and it should burn to the ground.
Right. It's a potential threat though, so you just have to know. Is anything odd happening?
There's
Maybe
been-
they're assembling troops. Who knows?
You cannot find any rumor, anything significant coming out of Luskan. The city itself seems to be Luskan's gonna lusk.
Fair.
Okay. Well,
A little surprising, but that might actually be telling on its own. Maybe it's being very quiet about things it's actually doing. Should be very exciting when we get there.
yep.
So
I
yeah,
really hope we don't run into what's the name of that organization again?
Dran Enterprises.
No, Dran Enterprise.
the sword and the skull.
No, I can't remember the
Yeah.
name.
Hober.
No.
It's an organization of more or less thieves.
Oh, the
That would've-
Zentarum.
The Zentara. I just hope we don't run into the Zentarum too much while we're
I
there.
see.
We did have a bit of a not over fun run in. This is me talking to Inisalia, by the
Yeah.
way. We had a bit of a run in with them before. So.
All right, so you guys eventually start heading up north to Luskan on your fairly nice procured cart. Hardy horses, comfortable seats that people could sleep on if they so desired. As you start approaching the city of Luskan, what I need to know from you all is: are you guys going in wearing the Acquisitions Incorporated branding? Or are you going a little bit more clandestine?
My vote is for being a bit more on the DL.
Yeah, absolutely. We do not want to showcase our affiliations.
Okay, so you're sort of taking off the branding, tucking away the various identifiable bits and bobbins.
I have a cunning plan.
Oh my!
A cunning plan, you say?
Oh yeah. So, does this cart have a driver, or are we driving it?
I would say Lowin is driving it.
Yeah, I'm
Okay. So, in the tradition of awful, overly complicated plans,
Oh,
what
boy.
if we hire a bunch of random guys on the road, give them some of our branded gear, and
All right.
bribe them with a shitload of money, and say, just pretend that you're Acquisitions Incorporated for a couple of days in Luskan. That way, attention is drawn away from us.
And we can try and lure out whoever.
I don't know. That could bring.
Can we let them know this is potentially hazardous?
Yeah, that's the problem.
Like hazard pay?
I don't know. That's an interesting philosophical question.
Oh, also a little flaw to that. If they get these people and then they'll easily either bribe them or torture them to tell them who told them to do this, then they know exactly what we look like.
Who are we? We're not going to give them our names.
But we're responsible.
That too.
Like, we would have put them in that position. So if they die or are injured or anything, that's our responsibility.
Yeah. I suppose that's true.
Yes.
Now,
True.
you all are very smart and very charming. He looks to LB. He's like very charming. When we get there, if we have time, you could spread rumor that you saw people with Acquisitions Incorporated paraphernalia on.
It's a big city. I feel like we can probably manage our own, I feel like adding randos into the situation is only going to increase the danger for us rather than, decrease it.
Because also on that note, we don't know how they'd react. Would they try to sell us out? Would they get themselves hurt? What would they do in the situation? They're a chaotic element.
Well, yes, but the thing to consider is we don't know if Dran Enterprises is actually behind any of these shenanigans.
So why don't we split up?
I'm not splitting up in a pirate town. No, I want to have 3 bodies between me and whatever's trying to kill me.
Then why try and hide? We could just be loud and proud.
I think there is a measure of at least wait till we know the situation in Luskan. We can always reveal our true colors or stripes when necessary.
Yeah, if we walk into town and they're having a We Love Acquisitions Incorporated Day parade, that's one thing.
Well, maybe a barbecue. Ooh.
If they are having a Acquisitions Incorporated Must Die barbecue,
I
then
mean, I kind of do feel like barbecue right now, though, so I think I'd still risk it.
we can get the barbecue without wearing our stuff.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
We should
But
get ribs though.
Ribs.
you know me, I can always eat.
Okay. Anyway, all right. So we'll be stealthy. Don't
Yeah.
necessarily need to get anybody else involved yet.
No, that's just it's a stupid idea.
No. You had something to work with, and we just pieced out that it's not the way to go with this time. But we'll put that in our back. We'll put that on the refrigerator. It's on the refrigerator now.
Do not patronize me.
What?
Joe, no.
Oh, it's not
Maybe-
like
maybe
it's your
y'all-
bad idea.
Maybe we could get some opium about it.
Hey, you two.
Like, he
Hey,
gives you a big old smile. I'm still going to use this against you for a little while.
I'm sure you are, but no, I am
It's fine.
I am
No,
not a child.
next time.
All right. So, you guys travel your way. You guys make it up the road to the south gate of Luston. A sharp, icy wind whistles through the south gate as you enter Luskin. The shops and taverns lining the main thoroughfare of the City of Sails are as battered and weathered as the grim customers entering them. At first glance, the city's reputation as a den of pirates and raiders appears to be well earned. Just ahead of you, a wagon has broken down in front of a tavern. The elderly human driver calls out for help, but passers-by ignore her. As she calls out once more, the tavern door behind her opens, and two guards toss a young human male in bright clothing out onto the street. He tumbles into the old woman, sending both of them sprawling to the ground. The door closes, then opens once more as a mandolin comes flying out of the tavern. What are you doing?
Oh.
are you okay? Go over to help and catch the mandolin before it hits the ground if nobody else does.
Give me an acrobatics check.
I will do that with my terrible. That's 12.
12. It just slips out of your hand and crashes and shatters on the ground.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, so this young man and this old woman are just kind of like in a pile trying to extract themselves from each other.
Woe on the horses, as it were.
Whoa. Yeah, they untangle themselves from each other, and the man just sort of looks around, sees his loot, and just goes to his knees and starts crying.
I'm so sorry.
That's not. You don't have to do. Oh no.
Yeah, she's doing the crying thing.
He,
He kind of gets off and he helps up the old woman. And is like,
Thank you.
You all right? Is everything?
Fine. Little worse for wear. She just sort of like kicks her broken wagon axle and is like, this old piece of such and such. It got me here, but that's just about.
Oh, I'm very sorry. I'm gonna go over and look at it and see if there's something that can be done about it.
I mean, it looks pretty messed up. Like, it looks like it's just like the back axle looks like it was just worn and torn and eventually just snapped as she was sort of coming over the gate into the city.
No, I don't know if there's anything we can do about this. I'm really sorry.
She's like, I'm gonna have to get it fixed, but I don't know. I just came. I got attacked on the road. Just everything I had was taken. I really don't know what I'm gonna do. Thanks for your help. And she like sort of like pats the crying young man on the. I'm sorry about your loot, young man.
And Inisalia is like with the young guy. She's like rubbing his back. She's like, "Shh, I'm
Do you
so
two know
sorry.
each other?
I can fix it."
He's like, I'm so sorry. I've just been trying to find him, and I've been to every tavern, and the loot was how I was making money, and oh god.
What are you looking for? I'm so sorry. How can we help?
Oh, and then I heard that my father he used to work on one of the big ships here, And it's just been a life,
I would
Um,
Life.
good.
So I got a new cantrip when I leveled up.
Mm-hmm.
I picked Mage Hand, but I haven't used it yet.
Okay.
Would you mind if I swapped that out for Mending?
Sure.
Okay. I
Um.
am going to do that. And then I will use Mending to try and repair both items.
Okay. The loot, fairly easy to put back together. The wagon it's much bigger and has more extensive damage. You're going to need to make either an athletics or a survival check.
Can I make that check?
Sure, yeah.
I will say that Mending can repair any break or tear that is no larger than 1 foot in any dimension.
I am aware. There are specific rules that it's offering about using mending here.
Nice.
So yeah, you Lowin, in conjunction with Rynford using mending, you can make that check, Lowin.
Yeah, I got a 5.
Yeah, even with the power of the spell, this rear axle is just like, it's not just broken, it's like termite ridden and like just it's worn down in very critical places. You are not able to put this together at this time.
He will go up to the lady. He's like, I'm really sorry. We couldn't do much more for it. But here you go. And he just hands her a platinum.
She's
out of
like,
his own pocket.
She's like, oh, well, this'll, I can get this taken care of then. Like, she kisses, like, she leans down and puts a wet grandma kiss on your cheek. She says, you are just the finest young man. Yeah, man, yes. Oh, you're just the fine. Meanwhile, the minstrel kid is just like now tears of joy, like holding his thing. Like, oh,
Still rubbing his back.
oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I don't know if it's in tune, but
he's like, it's fine. Like, I can put it back in tune, and like he starts tinkering it, and like he plays a little song, and he gets it in tune, but like the first strum of the lute, like his fingering is off. Like, he is not doing this lute or himself any favors. And he's like trying to play a little tune. He's like, oh, that sounds about right.
Is it like the guy who only does really awful flute covers of everything?
Yeah, pretty much.
Nice. But on a stringed lute instrument. Okay.
So you're looking for your father, right?
Yeah, my dad. I don't know where he is. He's been away for a good long time, and I just, some of his friends back in the village, he said that, he worked on the ship from every time ago, and it is just, had such a fucking month, trying to find him. One of the big uns.
But you don't know the name.
No, not any of the big. Are you guys new in town? Are you guys from here?
Well, we've been in the area before,
It's like, okay,
in and out.
So when I talk about, he's on one of the ships, which I guess the 5 ships are kind of the way government works here. There's 5 big ships.
Talking about the leadership. Oh, we haven't interacted with it, but okay.
Yeah, he's on one of them, and you gotta be someone to get on one of those, and I ain't nobody.
Don't feel so bad about yourself. You have your loot, you have your health. You can be someone
with lots of practice.
I'm gonna lean over to either to both Inisalia and Lowin. Is he actually healthy? Y'all are the ones who can determine that.
Give a medicine check.
I'll do a medicine check.
All of a sudden, it's like the Fallout screen. He's just like injured. He's got like parasites, broken bones. I only got a 12.
Irradiated.
Yeah. He had at least 1 level of exhaustion on him, and he is starving.
I will definitely I will definitely give him a ration.
He takes it and just like it is gone before it even leaves your hand.
I know that feeling. I know that feeling very well.
It's like, oh, you guys are such saints. What can I do to repay you? What are you guys doing in town? I mean, I've been here for a little bit. I know the streets and I know the ways around. And can I help you guys out with anything?
You might. Real quick. Where's the little old lady? Is she like going somewhere?
She's
here?
She's still here. She's sort of packing things up. She's like trying to get some of the stuff that spilled out of her cart back onto the cart. She's like,
so where are you going, ma'am?
She says, I was headed up to hold on. I was going up to Ship Kurth, which is kind of the big market area of the city where a lot of the goods get distributed from the excursions.
And I am really sorry. My name is Rynford. What are your names?
Oh, she's like, I am Habbalah. And
Habbalah?
Yeah. Let's see here. Dabahl. And the young man says,
Dabahl?
Yeah. Dabal, maybe.
Dabal.
Dabal, yeah. And I am Noriel. Noriel.
Old Dabla and young Noriel.
What happened in there? Why did they kick you out so rudely?
Yeah, I was just playing my songs and I guess they weren't in mood for some music.
Oh,
So-
I mean, everyone's taste, right?
Yeah, you guys look over the sign of the tavern says the last dregs. And like there's like a smaller sign that says no out of towners.
Right. So I have an idea. How about, Dabal, we help you pack all of your stuff up into our cart, get you to market, and Noriel, if you want to come with us, we would love to learn a little bit about some specifics in the city. And the both of you put together probably know a lot more about this place than we do.
Absolutely. Dabal says, yeah, I mean, I'm not. I know a lot of the merchants. Have good relationships with them. Not really in good speaking terms with the higher ups of the place. But I'm just a traveler and a merchant, and I can definitely make you some introductions. And Noriel
Information and introductions is fantastic, and I would consider that to be compensation for helping you get to market.
That's fair. That's fair. And Noriel says, like, I've had a hard month. I've learned a lot of hard lessons on these streets, so maybe I could pass on a little bit of what I know, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
come
hop on
us.
the wagon.
Just
we'll
scratching
get-
backs.
You
is
guys
all.
hop on the wagon. You guys load up some of the stuff that you think probably is best kept with
Also,
you.
can I see your loot just for a second? I'm just gonna
Yeah, you hand him his loot.
tunes it a bit.
It is like when he retuned it, he perfectly tuned it. Like it's
Okay.
not. Yeah, it is.
He
not,
just needs to practice.
He just sucks.
He
Oh,
just,
practice. He just needs practice.
what sort of stuff does Dabal actually have? Like, we get a chance to look at it.
Yeah, sure. While you're loading it up, let me just see if there's any.
Crate of rags.
Yes.
Meanwhile, she's like, "What? Why don't you show me your scales? Start with the C scale."
Oh
it's
yeah,
funny.
yeah. He plays like barely a C minor. Yeah, it's just sort of general supplies.
Okay.
Like a lot, like some sail patches, fishing wire, fishing line, just kind of like ship supplies.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair.
And just
Yeah,
like,
I think we can help you. We can at least get you to market. We might be able to help you like move some of this stuff. I don't know.
that would be, that would be very helpful you. But I think I can handle my business myself once I get to market. And she holds up the
fine,
platinum.
awesome.
She says, like, you gotta be able to rely on yourself in the town. It's not a good thing to be seen, help with outsiders helping you out much.
That's fair. Yeah, that's understandable. Well, tell you what, we'll just be a cargo hauling cart
Service.
until we get there.
Yeah, and I can introduce you around. Introduce you around the market. See if there's something whatever you're in town for. You might be able to find a lead.
Good.
Thank you.
And Noriel says like, yeah, I can. If what? Yeah, I know what I know. So what are you guys up for?
Well, we're wanting to hear about a bit of the movements with the general merchant clientele here. We are a bit of merchants ourselves. Merchants of information, actually. So.
Why? Mo, that's a bit high and mighty then, isn't it?
If he happens to be, but we have a varying different talents, though. I'm sure you can see my friend here. He's our green friend here who has a bit of a bit of a appreciation for his particular. You have your holy.
Yeah,
symbol.
he's got his holy symbol.
Yeah,
on.
for the fact there, obviously.
Yeah. Walking with the light of the morning, Lord, I see. Yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, there's all sorts of sorts out all around the cities. I mean, I can't really say I move in those circles.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's fine. You said something about ships. There were a whole bunch of ships earlier.
The 5 ships. The 5 ships. There's it's kind of the way things are done here. You got the 5 high captains rule a ship, and they each kind of see to their own things. You got Ship Karth. It's more about the city's docks and the trade center. Ship Barum, second ship, was kind of more about the fishing industry. Third ship Suljak leads, the businessmen, the businessmen of the sea. And then you got the ship Tarrel, which less high profile sea business. Kind of more of the stock and trade. And then you got ship Rethnor, that they kind of act like the guard.
Oh, and so the ships are so they're actual ships too.
Aye. All the big ships. He kind of points up to the sort of the northwest part of the city. You got the big harbor. You got the river. They float around and do their business wherever they do their business.
Fair enough.
No, that's
So
fine.
are you looking to join
it? Going to Suljak, right? Is that right?
Suljak, that's if that's what you want to be living your life, I suppose that's you could go that way.
Well, Noriel, what would you say your dad's really good at?
I probably, according to me ma, he was a real strong hand in the field, and a real strong hand across her backside, and that's about as much as she'll tell me.
I'm assuming then you've never met your father.
No, never met me dad.
Oh, I'm very sorry to hear that. Do you know his name?
His name is Old Chungle.
Old Chungle.
Aye.
Understood.
Noriel, far be it for me to offer. Why do you want to find your dad?
Well, because he's my dad, and he left for a life of profit and adventure, and, well, the blight hit the town, and there's nothing for me there, and, if there's anything out in this world for me, it's going to be, it might be him,
I would recommend, this is advice, take it how you will, but when you are talking about what really makes a bard, a good master of song and poetry, it's not necessarily happiness. It's not contentment. Be the person in the streets. Be that unblinking eye of just how tough the world can be, and draw from that inspiration. You don't need your dad in order to to be successful. You don't need to waste your time and your energy finding him, because you can better spend that on yourself, on your talent, because you know what? You've got a lot of room for growth. I can sense that in you.
Give me
You're very determined. I'll say
Give
that.
me a persuasion roll, please.
God, I suck at this.
Would you like some help?
I'm not trained in persuasion, so I cannot
damn.
benefit from it.
Okay.
Yep.
I have inspiration. Let's see if I need it.
You were very inspiring. I will send you that.
Crap. What did I just roll? Animal handling. Nope.
Kind of. No.
Persuasion. Okay, here we go.
Speed.
14. I'm gonna go ahead and spend my inspiration to see if I get a better roll.
Okay.
Okay.
8. So 14 is the best you got.
He's all like, you talk a lot of sense, Mr. Rynford. You do. You talk a lot of sense. I think, yeah, I can be my own man, but you know what? I just gotta look him in the eye one time at the very least. You know?
You know what? That's fair, but yeah, just don't set your heart on anything, you know? Luskin, and look, I only just got to town. But Luskin has a reputation for being a hard place. So I don't think you're going to get much in the way of absolution or satisfaction even.
Noro, I'd like to say something. And thank you, Rynford, for saying that. It is very, very good words. I think you will find your father, but if you are only true to yourself, the gods help those who help themselves. And that means you need to help yourself be who you want to be in this life. And I think when time comes, the gods will help you out and you will find your father. But you've got to find yourself first.
Yeah, you lot are just so worldly, you know?
We've killed a lot of horrifying monsters.
Is
Gives
that,
a lot of perspective.
is that what it does it?
Yes.
It can.
Is killing what I guess I need to kill
No,
me some monsters.
Not the
No,
killing
no,
necessarily.
it-
The experience.
Do you
the,
have a
the
weapon?
fear,
at all?
He
the
pull-
knowledge of what's important.
He pulls out like the shittiest little rusty dagger. He's like, I'm not dumb. I know you need at least a bit of steel to I don't
Boy.
even know.
What are you going to do with that?
Put it back in its sheath?
That's a good plan.
See?
Thank
A
you.
little edgy.
How old is this guy?
He is a teenager.
Oh, because he's not even an adult. Right.
Well, in medieval fantasy world,
Might as well
Faerun,
be.
he's
Yeah.
probably well into middle age.
From a peasant perspective, yeah.
Given
He's
overall
squarely an adult.
survivability.
So you guys talk with him a bit. The boss says, so you're looking for information, are you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Specifically, and this is hush hush, and I'll point to her coin purse because we've already lent you some assistance. We're trying to get some intel about Drawn Enterprises.
When you say Drawn Enterprises, both of them go quiet for a moment.
That's what I figured.
She says, well then, I don't know if I can put you in contact with any of their sort.
When he says Drawn Enterprises and they seem to go quiet, I want to cast Detect Thoughts on the old woman, Habbalah?
The ball.
Mm-hmm.
The ball.
Okay, yeah, you get her surface thoughts. Her surface thought is, oh Lord, they're all gonna die.
Oh Lord. So I'm just gonna keep it there for right now. I'm not gonna go any deeper.
Okay.
Just I may ask you because I'm keeping that connection open.
Okay. She says, I can't put you in contact with anyone who runs in those circles, and I probably wouldn't even if I could. I don't think my conscience could spare you. They are. I'll just say they're about, and they've got themselves a reputation.
Yes. So
Ab-
we.
But you've been so helpful, so I'm assuming you're set on this.
Pretty much,
He
yes.
says, well then, there's one lass that I think you might want to pay a visit to. She's a gnomish sort, name of Eris. She has herself a little curio shop up in the north of the city, and she sells a lot of curiosities. If you know my meaning.
Right.
No, we understand totally. Thank you.
But walk carefully in the city, my friends. You've done me a good turn, and I hate to see you reach a bad end.
That's appreciated. And believe me, you have helped us already with this information.
Very much. And maybe we'll see you in brighter spirits.
Once I get my cart back on the road and things going, and I can spend less time in this godforsaken city, then yeah, absolutely.
Well, for sure. Do you also have a recommendation for a place to stay on the long term around in the city?
Oh yeah. You can go to let's see here. Let's see. Where would be a good sort for you? You need rooms for smaller folk. Let's see. I'd go. It's a bit upriver, but I would go to the Lazy Cockatrice.
Lazy cockroach.
They've got nice beds, quiet, private rooms, view of the river, and it'll accommodate your smaller members.
That's.
Thank you very much for
Thank
that.
you.
Yes,
Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
And then, what was the bard's name again?
Noriel.
Noriel. Sounds good. And Noriel, anything you can suggest?
He
As
says,
far as-
I know those lot. They tend to be in the north of the city, but that's all I can really tell you. And I don't mess with those sorts. They're real
That's fair.
scary.
In the ball's mind,
Mm-hmm.
she hears Lowin's voice very clearly, and it's like, does Dran Enterprises deal with any of the ships?
She says, they have arrangements.
But no one of them in particular.
I wouldn't know.
Thank you. And he'll cut the.
Okay. She kind of like
Well-
looks at you coolly, but she's just like, let's. Yeah, you guys.
Should probably get off the streets.
Yeah, you get off the streets. You unload your cart up near the ship Kurith, and she starts to make arrangements to get her cart repaired and pulled back up here. And she'll introduce you guys around to some of the merchants, some of the people. Like she very clearly introduces you to some merchants, but not others.
Mm-hmm.
And that, my fine and fair followers and friends, is where I discovered this previous Saturday while editing this video that the final third chunk of video that was recorded for that session was completely corrupted and unusable. There wasn't much to the remainder of the game. They were eventually found a broker of information that they had to negotiate with in sort of an idiosyncratic way. They had to buy a magic ship in a bottle that wasn't actually a magic ship in a bottle. There was a great deal of confusion about that, which was hilarious. But it was generally you buy this thing and you get a piece of information from me due to some weird archaic pirate law that prevented her. I don't know. It's pirate taxes. It's fantasy pirate taxes. Who knows? But anyway, so they met a broker of information called Eris. They bought a ship in a bottle, which gave them the information that the place they needed to go to get further down this train of trying to find Dran Enterprises was a tavern called the Fishbone Tavern, and to talk to the bartender named Friar, which is where we're going to start our next adventure. But thank you so very much for watching. Thank you to the players for playing. If you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/simulacrastudios. You can also subscribe here on Twitch. Throw us some bits in the chat if you so desire. And generally keep the lights on. I absolutely 100 have to thank my $5 patrons, Mr. Eric Ramos, David Haddad, Abby Peterson, Mo Ferrer, James Davey, and Michael Tyson. You have transactionally acquired my affection through the fair market by the purchasing of support for Simulacra Studios, and thus I am your undying servant. You have literally bound me into this eternal plane, and I will haunt you with my love because of the $5 a month that you have given me. If you wish to be included in that circle of haunting, then give me $5 a month via Patreon. Anyway, I want to make sure everyone out there checks out the players' various endeavors. Me and Matthew, Polyhedron Podcast. It's an RPG discussion podcast. Ray, my lovely wife, is on the Geek Girls podcast. Definitely check that out. Descriptions down the doobly-doo. When this is on YouTube, not on Twitch, but you can figure it out. Google's your friend. But anyway, thank you so much, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.